Hello and welcome to this episode of News Connect on City TV. My name is Kojo Achiman. On this episode of News Connect on City TV, we are asking, should the election of Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives be on partisan lines? Stay tuned.
I believe that the old system should rule. What is the old system? The system whereby the government, the elected government, as it were, appoints his MMDCEs. Are you getting me? That makes development, to flow. On the opposite side, you realize that if they are elected, and for instance, if NDC is in power, and then MPP happens to have a lot more DCs, you realize that they will impede, as it were, progress or development. Are you getting my point? So I believe that the old system should rule. The elected government should be allowed to select their own MMDCEs, so that it wouldn't bring problem. That this one will say, and then because he's been elected as an NDC or MPP, DC, he's not actually allowing development to flow. But development also should flow going down to those in the remote areas, so that they'll be able to, as it were, feel the impact of the government in power.
I think it's the best decision, and when we decentralize it, it's the best, because looking at Ghana as at now, decentralization is the way forward. You realize that most of the things are centralized, and as a matter of fact, it's really not helping governance. So I will go for voting of the MMDCs.
I believe it's a good initiative, whereby giving the citizens the opportunity to also take part in the decision making. So I believe it's going to help a lot, because what we are doing currently is based on the elected government. When they come, what they normally do is to do their own appointments with the district chief executives. But when you give the people the right to vote, that will help us to bring, a collaborative decision-making, structure.
I think when they vote in partisan level, it's good for Ghana. Because what I think is, now it has been a situation that when there's a MPP is on power, and maybe the person at the municipality is a MMDC over there, he may not work as if what government have told him to do. But when they vote, and you know that by next time he wanted to go for another election, he may work so hard so that when he want another election, people may vote for him.
It's very good and appropriate for us to vote. And according to sources, it will be done in this way. That is, MPP will bring his candidate, and the NDC, or the political parties will bring their candidates. Yeah, I think it's a good way for it, for masses, or for the assembly, or for the people to decide whom to vote down. Sometimes the government used to choose his men or women for that appointment. But at the point in time, people also used to say, no, we don't like this man because he's not performing as per expected. But so I think if people voted, or people vote or choose their will, I think it's a good way.
As of now, Ghana is sharply divided in terms of political lines, and when we should go political line, it won't help us. So, like I said, in my opinion, I don't think a political line is the way forward. Wow. It should be left to the individuals to choose their own people, and so that the people can also render accounts to these people, so that it will not be as though the parties are knocking our heads together or are directing us as to what to do.
But don't you think that it is rather going to strengthen democracy at the grassroots level, and then also encourage local participation in our body politics?
I would say no, because looking at even, I think this year would be voting for assemblyman, assemblywoman kind of thing. And even looking at that one, the constitution is telling us it is not supposed to be partisan. But you and I know that it is even partisan because we have people coming from the MPP, the NDC, CPP, the PP. So even that one is still partisan. And so when we leave it that way, it is going to be more of partisan because this person belongs to this party. I think we should vote for this person. But when they decentralize it and it comes down to the people, they know the people on the grassroots, they know the people down there, and so they have been with them and they know what they are capable of doing, irrespective of the political affiliates they have.
You realize that embarking on decentralization is very important. But as it is, I believe that if we bring this type of, rule as it is, voting for MMDC, it's going to bring a lot of problems, whereby decentralization effect will not be felt at the grassroots. Why? Because if you, for instance, have been elected as NDC, DC, and then you don't support the government in power, when developmental projects are sent down to the people, you can stand in your own power and block it. And then the people in the rural areas, as I said, will not feel the impact of the ruling government. Are you getting me? Here, and hence, it will not also allow the ruling government to have, as it were, the edge, the edge and the flair to campaign for their next elections, because development that the people down there were expecting were not able to channel to them easily because of the elected DC or MMDCEs that they have elected down there, who do not support the government in power and that block the projects. Are you getting me? So I support that the old system should rule. The elected government should be allowed to, as it were, appoint his own DCs. When they are out of power, the incoming government also does do the same.
It should be non-partisan. Wow. Non-partisan. Being that there should be some kind of neutral grounds. If you make it more of partisan, sometimes they find it very difficult to even operate. The reason why I'm saying this is sometimes you have an MP being in, let's say, MPP or NDC, but when it comes to the DC, they are being, let's say, the person who is being appointed by the current government being MPP. So whereby we have, I'm using Cape Coast for example, Cape Coast South. We have Honorable Ricketts Hagan being in NDC, but the mayor, who is wow, he's in the MPP, and I believe there's this kind of friction when it comes to decision making. I don't know if you really understand what I'm trying to say. So I believe when you give the citizens the opportunity to elect their own municipal chief executive, that one, it's on a neutral ground. So irrespective of the MP that will come, they will be able to, work with them solidly. Do you get it? So whereby it wouldn't be any, there wouldn't be any conflict between the ruling, the governance nature for the people in the constituencies.
That will be all for this episode of News Connect on City TV. My name is Kojo Ajman. Keep watching City TV.